Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Hearthstone. As you can see, we didn't make a ton of progress last time. Could barely even think or talk straight. It's probably a little too sleepy. I keep on doing that. I don't know why, particularly in Hearthstone, this happens, and not other games. I guess maybe in other games I can just get away with it more because I'll just not be as talkative as I should be, or at least I'm reacting directly to what I'm seeing. Anyways, I need to get Shame in game, so I'll hop into that. So yeah, maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's because Hearthstone is such a laid-back experience for me. It's you really can't do anything when it's finding an opponent like now. You really can't do anything when the opponent's playing. There's significant amounts of time in this game where you're just not in control, versus most other games where the only time you're not in control is cutscenes and loading screens, which hopefully would be few and far between. So some other things on my shopping cart right now for the autumn sale is all the Mist things, because I want to do Real Mist Remasterpiece Edition. It's called Real Mist the Masterpiece Edition.
One day I'll be a real knight.
It is the remake of the remake of the remake, basically, of Mist, because there's Mist, and then they made Real Mist, which is Mist with the Unreal Engine, I believe, and then they made Mist the Masterpiece Edition, where it is an upgraded version, upgraded graphics and such, and so now they are upgrading the graphics again to the
we're using real sorts.
To the Real Engine version. And honestly, none of those remakes have been full on just start from scratch, let's rebuild the game. In a lot of ways, I feel like it's more tweaking than rebuilding. And honestly, for Mist, I think if you build something Real Mist in Unreal Engine 3 and then expanded it to Unreal Engine 4, I don't think you'd significantly see a difference or an improvement there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bring this guy in, I guess. And I'll just go ahead and end this turn. So my thinking there is I'll get the Real Mist Masterpiece Edition. Might as well get all of the other games that are actually released and owned by Cyan Worlds, which makes Mist and only Mist, and that's pretty much all they've ever been good about doing. They haven't even tried, as far as I know. Their latest thing was a Kickstarter, so there's an actual reason they got a Kickstarter funded for a game called Abduction that's hopefully in production and is going to take them in a different direction. Cyan, well, in a lot of ways, I think it's two brothers that, oh, maybe I'm confusing this, but I think it's really just like two brothers that own the company, and they, I feel, were good when they made Mist, but Mist, remember, well, you probably don't even know, it's such an old game. It was a Mac PC game. It literally was a bunch of images cut together in like a slideshow program made into a game. Way back, early 80s type of stuff. And they managed to do a great job with it, but I'm not sure that that company, the people that work there, know how to make video games by today's day. Like I'm saying, I don't think they could be tiny Bethesda. In a lot of ways, they might. That might be a good comparison on what they would want to be, would want to try to be, but I don't think they can do it. I don't think that they can have RPG elements in their game because they've never done that in any of their games. They've never had really inventories in any of the games. They've never had items in the games that can be picked up and put down. Some items can be picked up and looked at, but then they're put right back down where they were originally. There's just a lot of stuff that I've never seen them do in what potentially is 30-year career. It gets back to kind of Gabe Newell. It gets back to these old video games. I just don't think they can make games in 2015 using the 2015 engines and such. I just think that they can be idea men. They can certainly be idea men. They could turn around and say, we want this game made. We have no idea how we're going to make it. So instead of us trying to make it, we're just gonna hire the right people. And maybe that's what the Kickstarter for Abduction is that they're gonna just hire the right people and they're gonna get turn Cyan around from being just this company that owns Myst, which is a beloved historical classic game, and makes money off of that. And they're going to say, you know what, we're going to start coming out with new games. We're going to come out every couple of years with a new game. They're going to be bigger and better. They're going to be more ambitious. The Myst Island in particular, if it was released today, people would say it is a tiny independent game. Really, that's what you would say it was. There's no way around that stuff. And I should have done this because this will probably do spell damage plus more. But if you made the Myst Island bigger, then you're going to run into the problem of the elements not being found as a part of it. A great example of this, and a real great reason why I should get this anyways, is The Witness, is a game that's about to come out. Created by, I believe, Jonathan Blow, which is a famous game creator. So I imagine The Witness sounds like it is going to be a modern day version of Myst. Some of the Talos Principle was kind of like Myst too, in that there were things around and you kind of just wandered around to figure it out. But in the Talos Principle, you had a very set number of rules and mechanics that you played with, and so once you learned that this device moved the laser and connected the laser beams, it was reused multiple times in the Myst game, since there was 5 of them. There really wasn't a mechanic for that except for Myst 5, which was just a huge departure from what Myst was, and was a nightmare of a mechanic because you had to draw pictures on a tablet and then drop a tablet, and the game half the time would not recognize the symbols you draw on. Yeah, Myst 5 is kind of a nightmare. So with the bundle for the Cyan mod, you would get Myst 1, 2, and then not 3, and not 4 proper, but 5. And 4 proper itself is its own weird thing because there was...
We're using real
4
source.
was like... I don't know. Was 4 owned by Sega and it's a single player, or is it 4 with Uru? Because there's this game that's a spin-off called Uru that was supposed to be this massive multiplayer thing at first, but obviously nobody's going to be playing a massively multiplayer game these days, so something had to be done about that, and they re-released it as a single player experience that was almost the same thing. The concept of Myst, if you don't know, is that there are books that you can touch that will take you to other worlds. The worlds are weird and puzzly and mechanical, and I could never really figure out if the worlds were being created by people writing in a very special way in the books and creating them, or if they were just being affected by what you wrote in the book, or if they weren't being affected by what was written in the book at all, but they were in some ways being
We're using real sorts.
What was it? They were being just linked to by the books. The books are called linking books, so you would assume that they were just linking to them, but it seemed like a lot of times you were creating the worlds by touching the books. So that concept in general is cool for a multiplayer game, because you could theoretically, if you had World of Warcraft money, always be adding new worlds, and just all you'd have to do is drop a new book in the existing worlds, and then people would have that item and be able to go to the new world and play more. So as a concept, it's kind of cool. In actuality, it's I don't think Myst is popular enough for it. Right.
You faded.
We're using real sorts.
Here we go, we'll kill this one. So yeah, then you have this weird thing about Myst, is that the third game is owned by Sega. So if you want that, it would have to be released on Steam. If you want it on Steam, Sega would have to release it, and I'm not sure Sega would really bother to do that. It inherently means that the third game will never get a Masterpiece Edition. They're taking their sweet time, so the second game would probably get a Masterpiece Edition, and that's about it. I don't think 3 is ever gonna... they're ever gonna be able to revert the rights back. The whole... Oh, that's nice. Two quests down. The whole series could use for just a remake if you took all the events of all of the games and squished it down into maybe 3 games, which would be doing a planned trilogy and going against my rule about having a planned trilogy. There's definitely some stuff you could do there. I mean, really, you could probably get the whole story of those games into one game and combine all the puzzles of those games, and, well, it can't be the same puzzles, but you can take the general concepts of each puzzle and you could do it in Unreal Engine 4, and it would be just one huge game, probably as big as I would suspect Fallout 3 was. Particularly if you use Unreal Engine 4 to just have a bunch of empty spaces between each section. So yeah, that would be interesting. I want to get Titan Souls. That's a game that came out very recently. It seems like a game I could run through. I I did a spotlight on the demo and was too busy to really cover it, but it feels like a game I could run through and make a series out of, or at the very least I could just play it myself. Maybe allow myself to just buy a game because I want to play it myself instead of because I feel the need to cover it. I don't know. Some of them kind of are like that. I was thinking about getting Afterbirth and all of that on this account. That's a game I would almost certainly, Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. I'd almost certainly not make a series out of that. But it would set me up on this account to be ready for any other DLC. Hopefully there are some more DLCs that come out there and it doesn't turn into a situation where he releases a new version of the game yet again that doesn't interconnect, because there's the Binding of Isaac Wrath of the Lamb, and then the remake on the better engine of the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, and then the DLC of Afterbirth. So, which I don't know if I've ever mentioned it. It's kind of ironic that it's not he intentionally named it this way. Is that Afterbirth was released after the birth of the creator's one of the creator's kid. So, so yes, this is the DLC I released after the birth of my child.
Ready to ride.
But let's see what else. The You Don't Know Jack collection. I'm thinking there's might be two. Well, there are two games. There's the You Don't Know Jack, the original series, which was kind of episodic and had some more DLCs for specific things like sports and movies and such. And
One day, I'll be a real
then there's the Jackbox Party Pack, which has some of the same elements as You Don't Know Jack, but more games on top of it, and I think it might have different questions. Hopefully it would have different questions, otherwise there'd be really no reason to go back and play the new ones. And all it really is a funny game show thing. So, super easy to know when episodes end. Obviously you just go through it once and answer the questions, and that's it. It would give me a considerable amount of footage for a considerably small amount of work, and I think really get that in there, fill out some time slot, just to turn around and say, you know what, this is good and ready to go, and I don't particularly even have to immediately record it if I get that collection like as soon as I purchase the stuff. I really don't have any reason why I have to wait, why I'd have to do it then. I could always say, well, you know what, I look at the schedule and the schedule says nothing is going to come out for a while. It probably would work rather well for like Skyrim. If I was going to do Skyrim, to say, you know what, I'll get the Jackbox Party Pack out in the time slot, I'll get, and that'll give me more time to play Skyrim, or something like that. So that seems like a no-brainer to do the Jackbox collection. Well, no, actually, the You Don't Know Jack collection first, and then maybe next year the Party Pack. Now, let's see, what else did I forget to mention? I can't remember. So much is in flux. So much has been put in a shopping cart and taken out. It's ridiculous.
I wonder.
Uh, one of the problems, though, that has occurred to me, and I just realized this, is we're doing the autumn sale that ends on December 1st. Does Steam do a winter sale? I need to go Google it. I need to see what it is. Is it a better sale than the autumn sale? Am I going to spend all of my winter money budget on the autumn sale, and then the winter sale is going to have everything even cheaper? It's going to have different games on sale, or what? Now I almost certainly have to go with what I've gone with. I cannot see myself just saying no, I won't buy anything for the autumn sale, and then turn around and get better deals on winter. But that's kind of what they're trying to trick me into, isn't it? If they are trying to trick me into anything. Let's see, can I do anything here? Not really. Here
We're
we
using
go.
real swords.
Run away! Give that minion a turn to get ready.
Can I kill anything of value? So yeah, that's kind of a terrifying thought. But I don't know. Most of the things in the shopping cart right now are things that I would definitely eventually get. Some of them are just backlog stuff that I was gonna get. A lot of them were things I was gonna get in the summer sale, but things superseded them, and not a lot has changed. When these sales go on, they try to sell you things that you already own too, because they think you might be buying for someone else. So as more and more of these sales happen, the front page will have all these pictures saying do this, this is on sale, this is on sale, and on each picture is a if you own it, it says in library. If you have it on your wish list, it says in wish list. If it's in the cart, it says in cart. And if you've never considered it or really don't want it, it doesn't have anything as far as what you labeled it. So as the more sales happen, quickly it's going to become the entire front page is just going to be in library for everything, and I'll be able to just shop based on that one factor. Let's see. Kill this. That gets this powered up. Kill this. And we'll kill this.
Job done.
And we'll end the turn. Now, of course, the problem is backlog. It's always going to be backlog. The problem for normal people is backlog. The problem for a video game critic is going to be backlog. It's an ever-changing thing where, yes, I will probably maybe never get back to playing all of the Tomb Raider games or such. It's a good possibility. Let's see if this works. 5, 8, 16, 24 there.
What?
Did you bring some fish?
That was somewhat well played, somewhat lucky, I'll say. Game. So, as more new games come out, and as the games I pick to play become longer and longer, it is going to be an issue of just, am I going to spotlight this, or am I going to look at it really? We've already kind of seen that with Minecraft, and not going back to Minecraft for a while at least.
Let the hunt begin.
Hearthstone and Minecraft in a lot of ways were default games to cover because I simply didn't have the funds to buy other games. Now that I have the funds to buy other games, I'm not super interested in doing either one of those, but I'll continue doing Hearthstone since it does get me a lot of views, and I guess Minecraft really didn't.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Job's done.
Plus, I kind of feel like I mined the depth of Minecraft that interested me. I watch other people do Minecraft maps, and a lot of them are just parkour maps, and I'm like, no, thank you. Dropper maps, no, thank you. And there are some puzzle maps out there that I didn't ever cover, but not a lot of them.
I'm watching you.
Job's done.
But I have Terraria, and I haven't done anything with that game. We have games that then there's games like Soupco. What was that? I forgot what the actual name of that game. Where you make soup and send it off in rockets, and I kind of violently disliked that one, so I didn't play any more of that. So I think that is definitely a valid reason to stop playing a game if you're just not having fun with it and it's annoyingly getting repetitive. Maybe Terraria in a lot of ways is at a risk of being like that too. So, it's definitely, I guess that's fine. It's fine for that to be the reason to not continue playing a game.
I saw that.
And then there's games like the Talos Principle that I'd like to go back and redo. Like if I get the complete Valve collection, then I'd have Portal on this account, so I could go back and play it again. There's no real reason, but it would be nice. So that's kind of a really dumb reason to play. Is like, oh, I just like this game a little too much, and so that's the reason I'm gonna go play it. I'm gonna play it again.
Hey, I can see my house from here.
Let's see.
You face.
I saw that.
I imagine I wouldn't go back and play Portal though. Not for a while. I think my Portal in 2015 review retrospective series is fine. I think it will be fine for 2016. I think it would be fine for 2017. Maybe in 2018, 3 years from then, you know, you'll say, let's see what's happened. 4 years, that would potentially be an entire generation of video game engines to be improved upon. I kind of wonder, as far as the whole Half-Life series, whether I would want to go through all of that. I probably need to. I've never played any of those games, and there seems to be a lot of add-ons and things for that, but that potentially is going to be some old games now. And also, if they come out with with a Portal 3 or Half-Life 3, if that ever happened, I would have all those games in my back pocket ready to be recorded and ride that hype train. Let's see.
Fine, I'll want.
Give that minion a turn to get
There we
ready.
go. Well, I guess that works. It's just a lot of game playing needs to be done.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
I'd hate to eventually get to the point where I'm saying to myself, you know what? I don't think you have the energy to be a video game critic. I think that would be a ridiculous thing to say right now, but maybe I went a little too hard. I almost certainly went too hard when I first started. Got built up and got crazier and crazier in the amount of games being covered. But I think it just needs to keep on happening in a lot of ways too. Let's see. This. I'm totally lost.
Fine, I'll want.
Done. I think I learned you can actually do like family controls on your Steam accounts too. So as I grow my collection, I might take an eye towards some more early age games, and then allow nieces and nephews to play those younger games while off my account, while not allowing them to play some of the adult games that they shouldn't be playing yet. And then of course I could always be a proud uncle the day they figure out how to hack into my Steam account and take control, and then they have full access to everything. That's what you want in children, right? You want them to be able to be smarter and better at things than you.
For Doomhammer.
A king is never prouder than when his son takes over the throne by regicide, which is a big word for killing a king.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Yeah, there's undoubtedly other games in there. Like, one of the games that didn't make it into the list is Beyond Good and Evil. One of the games that didn't make it into the list is a collection of, like, Abe's Odyssey. I got one of the Abe's Odyssey games for free, so if I go back and buy the collection and technically re-buy it, then I wonder if the FCC would have a problem with saying, well, I bought this game, even though it was given to me free before. I think you're probably better, safer off just saying you still got it for free, and it's not like I got it for free from the creators. I got it free on the sweepstakes, which slowly making progress there. So I'm growing a library of games I've never considered playing and may never actually really play. So that's weird. Sure. It's just more small games to cover if I ever run out of small games, which is a big consideration because I'm more and more leaning towards larger games, AAA titles. It's hard to find those small games. It's hard to find those on sale. It's hard to find them in general. They're not released by your Ubisofts, your Square Enixes, or anything like that. They are like their own little small companies. 3 to 4 damage to everybody. Alright. See if this works. Yep. That'll work.
Job's done.
So yeah, the small time slot is having a problem. The Telltale Games series is gonna eventually get replaced. I think we can probably always have a point-click adventure game in that slot. Though it may be 4 or 5 years before I ran out of all point-and-click adventure games, because they are inherently slow games. So I should probably get done with Sam and Max and then start working our way towards some of the other big things. And of course, it's always a consideration. It's like, is this something that's going to catch people's attention, or is this just going to be a game that nobody is ever going to type in and nobody's ever going to find? A lot of my series right now kind of are on that, where they just don't get, nobody's searching for these big games, nobody's covering these games, or everybody has covered these games before, so why would my video get suggested? And I don't have enough subscribers that I could take people on the journey with me. The thing about taking people on the journey with you is that you have to be able to take people on the journey with you, and it's just not quite to that point. Let's go ahead and end the turn here. So yeah, maybe I need to focus on bigger ticket things just to get more fans. But then a lot of times bigger ticket things don't get me more fans too. It seems like there's a lot of struggle any way you go about it. In a lot of ways too, the product I'm offering is not a hugely unique product. My voice is unique, but all the visuals are mostly the same as any other video game reviewer or let's player or whoever. Perhaps it might get lucky at some point and we might hit a level where I might hit a level where I have been making videos for long enough that my videos will start getting suggested higher. I don't know if YouTube works that way at all, because I'm not sure how much consistency is considered, if it's considered at all. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't.
There is a lot at stake here.
This guy does 5 damage. I guess I'll just hit him in the face.
Job's done.
Yeah, so maybe consistency will turn around and actually help. maybe then I'll start getting things. I'm still seeing steady growth. I think recently I've started seeing on a weekly basis $2
the
a
Sunwell.
week come in. If that growth continues, heck, $2 a week, if it just stays at the same level, would be... Oh, I should have potentially played this too.
Elements I like. Totems I love.
Let's see, what do I want to do? I could kill this guy. Or I can hit this one a couple times.
Job's done.
Keep as many of these guys alive so I can play this next turn. That's what I'm hoping. Wiping me out here. Play this.
I'll
Play
hear.
this. And this.
Job's done.
And then end the turn. But yeah, as far as the money, if $2, if it just keeps working its way up there, eventually we'll get to a realistic amount
We
of
must
income.
cleanse the Sunwell.
For my costs and working out of your house, there is an argument that even at something that's relatively low, like $50 a day, might turn into an acceptable amount.
I'll hear.
Job's done.
Ideally, I want to be over $80 a day. That'd be nice. $100 a day would be great. Anything above that is when you start getting into La La Land, because I think $100 a day is well over like $52,000. $52,000 a year, wouldn't it be? Yeah,
I hope you like my
somewhere over that.
invention.
Well, there's no. It would be if I got $1,000 a week and times 52 weeks would be 52,000. So you'd be slightly above $100 a day if you were getting $1,000 a week. That sounds really nice, but it's still a long way to get to that point.
Elements
It's
I
a
like.
very, very far
Totems I love.
away to get to that point.
I'm almost out of cards.
Jeez, if I can only make this one draw some cards. He has enough to win here, so he should just do it. If I got to 100,000 a year, great. That's if I got to 10 times that, $1 million a year, that would be insane. So much could be improved. Even at 100,000, those 1 year would be enough to like have every single game on Steam of any mention on it. on in the collection and just be like, it's there. You don't even have to worry about it. Plus, buy new games while you're at it. No big deal. I shouldn't be doing this. Let's go back. Let's cancel this for a second because we've been going 45 minutes. Yeah, we still need 2 more victories, and we will do that next time. But yes, so much could be fixed. 100,000 1 year would be more than enough to really step up things, really hire people, start having people work for me and get things done more. That would be great. Anywho, that's gonna be it for this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.